All right. Thank you for sticking with me on the program. You know, the issue about the planned protest is one that is not going away now, right now. But we want to beam the searchlight on Ocean State and have the conversation. How is this going to affect what is happening? Civil society organizations, organizations that put pressure on the old government to accountability, they do advocacy, they do so many things, interventions as well, see to the protection of human rights, and we have many of them in the country, especially in Osun State here. And then governance is another thing. Now we are being joined in the studio today live by the secretary of the Osun State Civil Society Coalition, Comrade Emmanuel Olowo. Comrade, good morning.
It's a pleasure. I'm very, very happy to be here.
Yeah, thank you for that. He's been a while.
Yes.
Yeah, okay. How's it been?
It has been very, very great.
Very well. Our dear state, Osun State, is one of those states in the country, out of the 36 states, and the FCT is one. And of course, with what we are saying, before we go to the nitty-gritty of the matter, the economy, what is happening in the nation, how is affecting the people. You speak to people, you see them, your coalition is made up of over 40 other civil society organizations in town. Let me ask you, from your own end, as a comrade, what are the people saying about the state of this state?
About the state of this state and not about the state of Nigeria.
The state of Nigeria, but with Osun.
From Osun. Okay, let us start from this dimension. The people of Osun, as we speak, the economic challenge.
We are speaking to fact.
Yes. The economy of this country is not favoring any state as of today. So when we are talking about the economic situation of Nigeria, we cannot remove Osun State out of Nigeria.
Right.
Osun State is a subset of Nigeria. And what the challenges we now have, the economic challenges, is not, Osun State is not excluded from it. So what is happening in Oyo, what is happening in the north, what is happening in Kano, is same as what is happening in Osun, because it is now a general issue. And anytime I want to define democracy now, the kind of definition I give to it is that, the kind of expression I give to it nowadays is that Tinubu has been the only president that has been able to radiate and to express what democracy is all about. Democracy, it's all about equal rights. And Tinubu has been able to express and to distribute poverty and hardship at an equal base in Nigeria of today. So every Nigerians, either you are a rich man or you are a poor man, you have the challenges that you are facing economically. So it is not anything, no section of this country as we speak is being left out. Even the politicians that has the opportunity of gathering money to themselves, wealth to themselves, they themselves also have challenges, because the number of people that are going to their house to beg on daily basis has also increased. So Tinubu has successfully been able to share poverty to every Nigerians, and every Nigerians as we speak are enjoying the economic challenges. So in Osun as we speak, Osun is same as Lagos. People are passing through hell. Economic hardship, people are not happy. But the difference we have in Osun is that the people of Osun still have a bit of confidence in the present governor of the state. With my observation and my view, when you even still ask them questions, what's the situation? Tinubu knew. It is not about the governor, that the governor does not know anything about it. But for people like us who are conscious, we will say, and we can say categorically, that the government of Osun State are not also doing well the way it is expected of them.
So what will you, so that we get there very quickly, because we have a very long way to go, what would you have the governor do? Because you're saying, people will say, oh, it's a policy of the president or the people at the national that is affecting the state. Are there ways that you think the governor, who is the head here in Osun State, could have done better to ameliorate the suffering you are talking about?
You see,
or his hands are tied?
Yes, his hands are not tied. The governor is the chief executive of a state.
Right.
He has the power to take decisions and to make things work. And I think the only area that can save us from where we are today is for the government to be serious about agriculture. And when I was looking at the document yesterday, when I was looking at some, I discovered that Osun State has 9 farm settlements, and the entire 9 settlements are moribund. We have 5 of it that were established between 1955 during the era of Awolowo. They are all moribund as at now. In 1994, another 5 of it was also created in 1994, and every one of them are not working. And let me quickly make us run through. The SLK farm settlement has 1,850 hectares. The Agowu has 1,850 hectares. SLK has 172 hectares of land. Oyere has 132 hectares of land to farm, and a lot of them like that. Oyere. The question now is, if we have these hectares of land to farm, and President Bola Ahmed Tinubu came out with a satanic policy on May 29 that led to the removal of fuel subsidy that brought every one of us here, and the government of Osun State have not declared a state of emergency on agriculture in the state, then I will say the government of Osun is not serious about the welfare of the people. And I don't let us quickly forget that earlier last year, the president sent 5 billion naira to the state for it to be used for elimination of this, to buy some few palliatives, to add to the palliatives that the federal government sent as at that time. The Osun State government did not see anything about that 5 billion naira. People like us asked questions about that 5 billion naira, and answers were not gotten.
But I remember that time they said they collected that the only money that was released was 2 billion to them. I remember that they didn't have the whole 5 billion.
Yes.
At that point.
At that point. Now the question now is, what is leadership all about? Leadership is all about communication, as at Wendy. As a father in the house, if you don't have a good communication skill with your wife and your children in this present state that we are, there will always be problem in the home. So when it has gone around the social media platform that 5 billion was sent to Osun, and the state government said we received 2 billion,
right,
it is now in the capacity of the governor to come out that we received 2 billion. And the 2 billion that we received, this is how we are spending it. We received it to be spent on buying of palliatives, adding to the palliatives that will be shared to the people.
Didn't they do that?
They did not say anything about it.
I think if I remember, was it not the same money that they said they used in fixing buses and buying buses?
Now, the question is that the buses that Osun State government claimed it bought, the buses were not bought. These are the Omoluabi buses.
Then they said they repaired some and maybe got some.
These are the Omoluabi buses that were bought by Adegbesola's administration. And when some of us saw it, we wrote a letter to them, to the Committee for the Defense of Human Rights, that we cannot just be abrogating policies just like this. If we are to use these buses to shuttle and to serve as a means of enumerating the challenges of the people, we do not need to change it, to change the color, to rebrand it to Imolede bus. Let it remain as Omoluabi bus. Right. And let the Omoluabi bus be renovated, be done properly, and pushed to the street. So part of the problem we have is that our leaders are deceitful. They want to eat from where they do not earn. They want to take what does not belong to them. They want to take a glory that they shouldn't even think of taking.
Those buses were refurbished and they were, sent to the street as well. We saw them.
Yes, what I'm saying now is that, why is it that, let me take it in two directions. Yes. Number one, the money from the federal government was not meant for that.
Right.
No, that's number one. In administration, when they tell you go and buy a phone, they give you a specification of the phone you are to buy. If you get to the market and you now come and say, the item you told me to buy, I discover it is not a good product, that I now discover that iPhone will be good. You now bought iPhone. That is corruption. It is corrupt practices because you did not go in tandem with the specification. If you now discover that the iPhone is better, you have to go back to the committee of procurement.
But some persons will say, does it matter? In as much as serve the purpose of the welfare of the people.
No, we are talking about a standard that is set to to stop corrupt practices.
Right.
We in governance, we must not give a room.
So the fact that government released money for palliative purpose to states and Osun State choose to use its own on transport or refurbish vehicles that have been moribund, you are calling it corruption.
Now, let me come like this. Were the common people, the electorate, were they aware of the decision? Was a public hearing called to that effect? But a lot of them will argue that we have people in the House of Assembly who are representing the people.
Right.
The people at the House of Assembly in Osun, have they always been getting back to tell the people what? Have they always been holding a public this thing at home to tell them this is the policy we have to make? What is happening in Osun is so bad. It's so bad that when you write a letter to them to tell them this, for them to even pick a call and say so, for them to even write in reply.
Who do you write the letter to?
We, on the issue of these buses, we wrote a letter to the House of Assembly. We warned them about just abrogations of policy, changing of status anyhow. We told them that these things are not correct. If we are to abrogate policies, the people have to be aware. If we are carrying out any policy and the Osun State and the citizens are not aware, it is not yet a perfect policy making.
All right. And, let's fast forward. There have been interventions from the government, from the national to state, trailer loads of food, grains, rice, and the rest of it, money that you just talked about. We've had like one or two. And we learned during the distribution, although it took time, but the distribution, the people in government said they are not going to be the one to share these. We'll have a committee drawn from different strata of the society to handle that. And your coalition, have you been part of it? How will you describe it? A success or not?
Now,
the previous ones.
Yes, I'm coming. Let me start from this place. When they went to Abuja, they had the FEC meeting, and in that FEC meeting early last year, they told them to go to their various, the governors should go to their various states and go have they call it a social, they should go have a social register. Immediately we saw that also. We sent a letter to the Osun State government also telling them the categories of people that ought to be in the social register. And we also made them understand that the social register in the time of Buhari that they used was acclaimed to be false because the entire people that was in that social registers were APC people. So we advised them that this is how it should be done. We have the poorest of the poorest in the state that should be a part of this social register. They did not listen to what we are saying. And let me quickly say this. Osun State Civil Society Coalition has never been a part of any palliative sharing in the state, and we have never received any palliative. And like I've always been saying on every program like this, that if Osun State Civil Society Coalition is giving a palliative, it is not also in our own capacity, or let me say, if we are allocated a palliative, it is not that we in the coalition to share by ourselves, because most of us can afford it. It is our duty to identify the poor of the poor who has been coming to help to us, pick a date at which we are going to share it for them. That is the standard. It is not that when they give to the coalition, it is not the coalition that will now sit and begin to share amidst its members.
Sorry, Mr. Law, so that I will put it in the right context.
Yes.
These palliatives that you have been referring to, you say your coalition has never been part of it. I'd like to establish, is it that you have never been part of the sharing? Your coalition has never been part of the committee? Because your coalition is made up of different civil society organizations. Are you sure any of your members have not been part of the committee for sharing?
For every organization that is under our coalition, nobody is a part of the committee. That's the answer to that question.
Right. And you will want to believe with me that there are other coalitions in Osun State that are not your member.
No, there are other organizations that are not our member, yes.
Very well. One will say, must your coalition be part of it? In as much other civil society organizations are part of it, why do you think is a law that you must be part of it?
No, that is why we are not bothered.
Okay.
We are not bothered.
So what are you bothered about?
We are not bothered with the process. What we are bothered about is that, and what we have been communicating with the government is that what you are sharing as palliative has not been getting to those who need it. And let me quickly tell you.
Please.
Now, I can say it categorically that the process of sharing of these palliatives those in the PDP are benefiting more.
Is this a fact?
No, they are benefiting more.
How?
Now, because I got the opportunity of looking at a list.
People that will be part of it, are they asking for their membership cards?
No. The fact is that when issues comes up like this, when it comes to sharing of palliatives like this, political parties have an input. Lists are submitted across wards and local governments.
Are these verifiable facts?
Look, is it the last one they shared?
Yes.
I had the opportunity of glancing through a document. Maybe I have forgotten where I got the document from. People who are core beneficiaries are not just the ordinary men on the street who does not have a political party. Members of PDP benefited more than others. That is a fact.
And how would you have known this? Do you have the PDP register?
No, I don't have the PDP register, but the fact is that we are a social person. We have people that comes to our office. Even when they share the rice, I saw some people who sent a video to me that 30 bags of rice was given to an organization. I get it, that the organization, that it is not even enough for them. But we told them that it cannot be enough because it is not meant for the entire organization.
All right.
Yes, it is meant for you to share amidst your community, those who really need it.
Comrade Olo, many persons would say even those PDP members are Nigerians.
Yes.
Those perceived PDP members are Nigerians and they are residents of Osun State as well. So you wouldn't say they should be removed from that list because they are PDP members.
No, the answer is they cannot be removed outrightly from it.
Yeah.
Yes. All political parties have to be a beneficiary. And look,
in fairness,
I'm coming. Communications matters.
Right.
We have the Commissioner for Information. I get it. That is part of his duty. The palliative we have shared, we have disbursed so. We have disbursed so. If they have given to political parties, let them come on air like this to name it. We gave to AA, we gave to AAC, we gave to PDP, we gave this, that we have given to them for them to go and share amidst their members.
Very well.
Now, Osun State government, as we speak, their communication, the communications of their programs and their policy is not effective. And that is why when the leaders are not communicating very well, when the followers are not hearing what they are doing, the progress they are making so far, people will still assume that they are not doing anything.
So you are saying it's not because they are not doing?
No, I'm coming. No,
it's because they are not
I will not
informing
I'm coming. I will not give an Adeleke administration 100 or a 90. And why I will not give him a 90 is that you might be doing well.
90 on what?
I'm not going to give him a 90%, or I'm not even going to give him a 50%. Why? You cannot focus your program on just a sector. The only sector that is enjoying now is the Ministry of Works. We are creating more roads, we are building more bridge. And at this state that we are, the present situation of this state does not so much require, we need it because it is a capital investment. If we are using $1 billion to build a bridge now, in the next 4 years, that same bridge will be built at 2 billion or $1 billion plus. The property will have appreciated. It is an investment.
Right.
But at the moment that we are in Osun, we need to open up the agricultural sector of the state. We need to see a way of creating jobs via agriculture because that is the only alternative for us at the moment.
Quickly, you talked about information, and you said the information, given of this government have been below par, according to you.
Yes.
Oluwamokola Kwalim is the Commissioner for Information.
Yes.
And many persons will say maybe he's doing well with his job, and you have been seeing, documents, statements released almost now and then. Are you saying the information sharing of the government is what is lacking, or the information sharing of the governor? These are two different things.
Wait.
The governor has a spokesperson.
It has
the government has Commissioner for Information.
Yes.
So what are we talking about?
Now, the spokesperson of the governor works directly with the governor.
Yeah.
The Commissioner for Information works directly
for the government.
Now, the policy that have been made are made via the government.
Yeah.
The governor might take a decision. We are putting down Oritolaya tomorrow, for example, we want to reconstruct Oritolaya. Are you getting? It is the decision of the governor. The governor is now going to present it to his cabinet. Yeah. It now becomes a government thing. So what is expected of the spokesperson to the governor is that the governor is saying we are putting down Oritolaya. We want to build a skyscraper.
But they have been doing this.
No, I'm coming.
Isn't it? We've been seeing press statements and releases.
Its own activities ends there.
Yeah.
Its own activities ends there. But the activities of the Commissioner for Information continues at intervals, telling us the stages. We have met, we have done this, we have done this, we have done this. This is what will be the next point of call. This is what we are doing.
So you think he has not been doing that properly?
Yes, he has. The communication.
When you seek information from him, do you get it? When you write him, do you
on the issue, see.
Because I want us to speak to specifics.
Let us
Are there informations that you have required from the commissioner that he hasn't given you? Because he's not here to defend himself.
Yes, via the Committee for the Defense of Human Rights, CDHR, I wrote a letter to him requesting from some information via the Freedom of Information Act as touching the illegal extension of service here of civil servants in the state. The head of service was illegally, his service here was illegally extended for 3 years. People shouted, they said it is now 6 years. They gave him a letter of extensions of service. Same thing, the Accountant General. When we were writing letters across all media, we hold a press conference on the matter. We now sent a letter to Kolak Alimi asking him, okay, the government said the atrocities of the previous administration are what led to them, and they are embarking on reforms, and as a result of that, they are trying to correct some errors. We now wrote Kolak Alimi. Give us information of the atrocities that were done in the past. 1. 2, tell us the reforms that the present Osun State government is doing that needs for them to extend the service. We wrote via Freedom of Information Act. Honorable Kolak Alimi did not reply our letter till date.
He did receive it.
It is acknowledged. I didn't mean I know this. This will lead to we are going to lead to a discussion like this. I will have come with the acknowledgement letter.
All right, fair enough. So that we'll move. You will have maybe it's time to speak to that on this program someday. There was something that happened, and it has to be still on palliative. And we understand there was something untoward that happened that your organization, CDHR, spoke about, and you were the one who let the cat out of the bag that something untoward has happened, and it has to do with one of the aides of the governor. And there were denial initially. By the end of the day, we realized that particular person in question was suspended by the governor pending investigation. What really happened?
Now, let me quickly correct, because as the chairman of Osun Civil Society Coalition, we also had the information on media. I'm not a PDP person. We had the information on social media that the senior special advisor to the governor on Civil Society Coalition was suspended. We had the letter, and after which we had the information on social media platform, after which we saw a lot of documents on a lot of videos. Even I saw a video that he did that is referring himself as a celebrity special advisor to the governor on Civil Society Coalition. But however, like I've always been telling him, see,
the suspended aide?
The suspended aide. Anytime we are in an event and he's claiming to be a part of the Osun State Civil Society Coalition, I always tell him, you are not a part of the Osun State Civil Society Coalition. You are not a part of us. I am the secretary. I have the registers of organizations that are in our coalition. So you cannot say you or any organizations that you represent is a part of the coalition.
What's the allegation?
No, it is not. No. Anytime we are in an event, he tries all he could to make people feel that he's a part of the Osun State Coalition. But always make him know that he's not a part of Osun State Civil Society Coalition.
Is that the offense?
That's not no. That is just a means of clarification. My own argument. What does not belong to you, you shouldn't take it.
Did he take anything that didn't belong to him?
No. if he comes and tells,
because that's what we are
I come,
clarifying.
I
Because
come,
sorry, so that you answer, the information there was that on the street is that there was a particular distribution of a palliative, and he was given at, you know, for the coalition, and then he didn't account for that.
Yes,
is that what happened?
Yes, yes.
Because we have to move.
Yes,
time is of essence. Yeah.
In the memo that was sent out, that I saw, I don't even know that the coalition was given 70 bags of rice.
Okay.
Now let us quickly clarify it. And that is why I will always point fingers at the Adeleke administration. When somebody is appointed the special advisor to the governor on social matter, his duty is to oversee and not to distribute. And that is why he made a mistake and where he got affected.
Yeah.
The coalition is appointed as the SSA to the governor on civil society coalition. His duty, when he received the 70 bags of rice, is for him to hand over the 70 bags of rice. It is not his duty to share.
Yeah.
To hand over the 70 bags of rice
to the coalition,
and to oversee, to ensure that it is being distributed as it is expected.
So what did he do?
To me and to the coalition, the civil society coalition in Osun State, we do not know how he does it. We do not know how he distributes it. So when I add, like I said, I felt 70 bags was possible. But when we were in the program yesterday, it further shows, because there was a guy who made presentation there that said it categorically clear there. So I was also shocked. And when the deputy governor was also speaking, he couldn't affirm the decision. And let me also say it once again. The PDP government has to work on themselves.
How?
Now, if the PDP claimed, because we must have a political will to do something great if we really want to push this society forward. If the government has claimed that somebody is suspended, and in a program that is organized by the government, the person still come up and stand and say, I am so after he has been suspended, it is an affront to that government.
Where did that happen?
It happens yesterday. At the program, the Osun State government called young activists, civil society coalitions to a meeting yesterday.
Right. We are coming to that conversation, and that will be next. But what I just want to clarify is, this suspended aide of the governor, you know, on coalition matters, was there a fact that, yes, he received those bags, and he didn't do it the way he's supposed to do it?
Yes, there are facts. There are facts to it, because at a point in one of his conversations, he said he received it and he shared it appropriately.
And you said, since he wasn't representing the coalition, he wasn't even supposed to have it.
The coalition is not a beneficiary of that 70 bags of rice.
All right, fair enough. And, you know, we will see into that. Let's talk about the protest. There is a looming protest on the nation right now. The government of Demola Adeleke, you know, called for a meeting to say, okay, activists, protesters, planners, all of you, stakeholders, they call them stakeholders, to say, let's have a meeting with you. What is really happening? How are we going to handle it? And that meeting held yesterday. Was your coalition part of it?
Yes, we are a part of it.
What went down?
My chairman was called on Sunday evening. On Saturday night. We had the emergency meeting over the matter on the Sunday evening. And I and the vice chairman was appointed to attend the program.
So were you there yesterday?
I was there yesterday.
What was the position of the government, and what's the position of your coalition?
Now, the position, let me start with the position of the coalition. 2 weeks ago, the Commissioner of Police of Osun State invited organizations, and the coalition was also invited to the office of the Commissioner of Police.
Right.
And at that point, we made the Commissioner of Police understand that Osun Civil Society Coalition is not the planner of that protest.
Okay.
We, as at then, don't understand, don't know where don't know who are behind it. However, the agenda of that demands were correct and accurate for us to drive our nation. But since we do not know the planners, we are not a part of the protest. We are not a part of that protest. We said that. But at that same meeting, in the office of the Commissioner of Police, young comrades stood up and claimed responsibilities of it, that they owns it, and we said, fine. If you have claimed responsibility of it, that you are the planner, that you are the organizer, fine. We now advise the Commissioner of Police, let them give you their name, their address, so that whenever you need information, it will be easy for you to contact and to relate to them. That is that with the Commissioner of Police. Yesterday, we are at the event.
Yeah.
The Osun State government said it categorically clear,
Right.
via Kolapo Alimi, that protest is a right. Everybody has the right to protest. And the fact that they have called the proposed protesters, those who proposed it, the organizers, and everybody had attended the program, is an indication that they want dialogue, is an indication that they want progress. Because any protest that is led without a face, there is every tendency that is going to lead to anarchy. The government acknowledged the fact that Nigerians have the right to protest. Nigerians have the right to peaceful assembly. And every of the chief officer and the commissioner of police that were there agreed to that fact. But that in a case that it turns violence, the other side of it will have to come. But it is good.
And what would that be?
Yeah, now let us make it very clear.
Yeah.
In that same program,
Yeah.
I told your Osun State government.
Before you get there, they said the other side would have to come.
Yes,
What's the other side?
Now the other side is like the man that represents the army. He said, I don't know the investor that brought in Just Right. I don't know who are behind Just Right. But that facility will be specifically protected. And anybody that comes near that facility will be dealt with. He said it. The fact is that protest is a right, and it is good we say it on national TV for everybody to know. Protest is a right, and with all indications, there is nothing that is going to stop that protest come on 1st of August. But Nigerians must understand that any attempt to loot, any attempt to take what does not belong to them, any attempt to turn Nigeria into a state of anarchy might lead to bloodshed. Let us be sincere with ourselves. I'm here with the Constitution of Nigeria. The Nigerian police, you see, every right, every fundamental right has an exception. It is only the freedom for fair hearing that does not have an exception in the Nigerian Constitution. Now, the freedom to life, as we have the right to life, so also there is an exception. There are situations where the police might have no other option than for them to shoot. So for every person that is saying we are going out to protest, they must know that the basis of that protest is for them to do it peacefully. And now, the Commissioner of Police said something yesterday. You have agreed that you are embarking on a protest. We have appealed to you that you should not protest, but you said you are protesting. It's your right, you have to protest. But when the protest starts, when you discover that anyone is acting like a miscreant, anyone is a miscreant, the organizer should please point the person to the police and let the police take him away before it's going to cause crisis. And it is good. Let us quickly make ourselves understand.
Please.
See, it says that chapter 4 is the fundamental right. Section 33, subsection 1. Every person has the right to life.
You are reading from what? The Constitution?
From the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria.
Right.
It now said, subsection 2, a person shall not be regarded as having been deprived of his life in contraventions to this section if he dies as a result of the use to such extent and in such circumstances as are permitted by law of as force or such force as reasonable necessary. A, for the defense of any person from unlawful violence or for the defense of a property. So the simple interpretation is that
from which heading are you reading from?
I'm reading from chapter 4, fundamental rights.
Which says what? What does this chapter 4 say?
Chapter 4 of the Nigerian Constitution.
Yeah.
Is talking about the fundamental rights of all Nigerians.
Fair enough.
Now,
go ahead.
Right to life.
Yeah.
I've read that, so that I'm not going to take much of your time. He now said in 2, and I want to state when and how.
Yeah, you have read it. Just go on with your knowledge.
A now said, for the defense of any person from unlawful violence or for the defense of property. B, in order to effect a lawful arrest or to prevent the escape of a person lawfully detained. 3, C, for the purpose of suppressing a riot, insurance, or mutiny. Now the question is, we have the right to protest. The Nigerians youth have said they are going to the street, and the Osun Civil Society Coalition said it in that yesterday program, that since our youth have said they are going to protest, the Osun State Civil Society Coalition will not leave them, will not abandon them.
You are going to join.
We are going to join for the purpose of giving coordinations and guidance to the process. I get it. So let us state it clear to Nigerians now.
Right.
You have the right to protest, but immediately, you begin to loot people's property. The police has the right to shoot. We have to be, because the Constitution states it very clear.
All right, fair enough. So that we get it rightly. I understand how you are passionate about it. Yes, the right to freedom of expression, assembly, is in the law.
Yes.
But it has a limit. You must not use whatever you are doing to affect other people. Yes. And you even said a retail shop was identified by the Nigerian Army to say nobody should move close to that place. Fair enough, But then, I'm not sure if there are aggressors, if there are people that want to be, loot, so to speak, just hear me, or that might want to do things that are not consistent with the protest. And the next thing for them to do is to open fire on them. I'm sure there is a place of arrest.
Yes.
Right? There's a place of using proportionate force. Yes. It doesn't have to be killing.
Yes.
The moment you see somebody opening a shop or attacking somebody, and the next thing for us to open a trigger, the police on them. I think we should make that clarification.
No.
According to the same law, only that we don't have time, there is a place that talks about proportionate use of force. Somebody won't go and attack somebody in windscreen, and the next thing the police will open fire on them. So that we put it on, because you have been talking about bloodshed, you have been talking about killing.
Yes, let us put it on the balance. Let us put it on the balance.
Yeah, please.
I am making my position.
Because it's a family TV, so let's state it.
I am making my position the way I'm making it, so that people at home, I said it yesterday, that if there will be violence, it is not from the educated citizens of Nigeria. But it might come from those that the government of this country has abandoned, has failed to train, has led their parents to fail in taking care of them. That these are the set of people that might come to engage or make things lead to violence. I said, now come here. The question now is, I am speaking like this because yesterday I was in town. Some youths were talking, even power, protest, and things like that. I can see the eagerness of I'm seeing the eagerness, I'm seeing it. And that is why it is important for us to say it.
For our non-Yoruba speaking audience.
No, I'm seeing it. That a lot of youth are saying we want to go and do protest. And I ask them question, what is this protest all about? What is this protest all about? I ask them. And whenever I ask them what is the protest, they just say the economy is bad. We are feeling hungry. So the question is, we have to make such people understand, because the consciousness of our people, they have to understand what the agitation is
Comrade,
about.
Let me come in there. Do you think the organization, your coalition with your different members, different CSOs, educated people, do you think you owe it a responsibility to educate, and pass the right information to protesters that this is what you should do, this is what you cannot do?
Yes,
especially between now and 1st of August.
On which is tomorrow.
So that it will not be counterproductive.
Tomorrow, the organization will be having a press conference, which we are going to speak to the people of Osun State.
But these people that I talked about, the uneducated part, those people who are aggressive on the street, they might not be at your press conference.
No.
So how do you pass this information?
The press conference will be well covered.
Okay.
Tomorrow, and it will be used across. The papers are going to use. The local newspapers are also going to use. Also, the Benda, who is a local newspaper, is also going to use.
Comrade, let me ask you. You've said, you've seen people say they are hungry, the economy is bad, which is a fact, really. And the people in government, if they will be sincere, they will know that some of the policies of the government have thrown people into this unexpected poverty that the nation is right now. There have been many persons who said, Tinubu has just been there for 1 year, 13, 14 months. Give him some chance. We read it through this morning. Handlers of the government, traditional rulers, some civil society organizations, some traditional groups. Do you think that protest is justified in clear conscience?
In clear conscience. Let us be realistic.
Yes, please.
When Tinubu removed the fuel subsidy, I went to Diamond FM to justify the removal of fuel subsidy. And why I did was that over years, I have always been saying within me that when I become the president of Nigeria, this is one of the things I will do.
You would remove the subsidy?
Yes. With a lot of policies that are going to come alongside with it.
Okay.
But after some months, I went back to that same Diamond FM and I spoke my mind about this same policy of fuel subsidy removal. How will you remove fuel subsidy? Why will you remove subsidy without adequate plan? And some people had said that we have to give him 3 years, we have to give him some time for him to be able to put the government together. But let us answer this question within ourselves, from our various conscience. The entire policies that Tinubu had made since May 29,
right,
a day that cannot be forgotten in the history of this country, how many of those policies have worked? The CNG buses, where are they? The assembling plants, where are they in the geopolitical region? We cannot just be running our country on the basis of a recurrent expenditure. And as a matter of fact, the sharing of palliative is not the best for us. I have always been saying it. What I expected from President Bola Ahmed Tinubu is not about palliative, but for us to open the agricultural sector. And that state, the federal government should now give states the mandate of, in Osun State, we want to receive.
But can the federal government do that? You know what I'm saying?
No,
these are federating units.
I'm coming. We have the Federal Ministry of Agriculture.
Right.
Part of the duty of the Federal Ministry of Agriculture is to advise. It can advise the states. It can give templates. And that we are in a situation that is different. The situation is not normal. We have to declare a state of emergency and we have to address it. In Osun, I said it at the Pade Mole. That every of the farmland, every of the land across Okemesi, these are places where we can use as rice plantation. They are planting rice at the moment. And you can plant rice and harvest rice in a space of just 3 months. Osun State government has not done anything about it. So what I'm saying that the federal government ought to have declared a state of emergency on that.
On the agri sector.
On the agri sector. Give the state government mandates of a tonnage of maize to produce per every 3 quarterly. And every of the resources that is expected of them to be allocated to them. In terms of, you need fertilizer, you have the land already, you need manpower, you have the citizens.
But does the state need the federal government to give them that mandate? Because the federal one, hold on, if I may, the allocations coming to each state have significantly increased. They have been getting some cash, some funds. You just talked about the 5 billion and 2 billion naira now. They have been having interventions, palliative interventions. One will say why we can do so much more in the agricultural sector, the palliative as well, that two truths can coexist. You can work in the agricultural sector and then still give people palliative.
Yes.
But the issue is that why Tinubu there is trying and sending palliative, quote and unquote, the word trying, sending palliatives to states. It has not been trickling down, and it has been given money as well. We just heard, you know, another set of palliative is being distributed right now. Osun State has even said they have collected some of it. So is Tinubu really the issue, or different state governors, or what is really wrong? That's why I was asking that protest. Will you said, yes, the policy that he has made, the discontinuation of the payment of the fair subsidy, floating of the naira, some other things has thrown the nation into this. but he has been doing some things, and he's currently doing another one in the moment. So, would you really vilify him? Is this protest justified?
Now, you see, this protest is justified.
If the people are not feeling the palliative, is Tinubu the problem?
Now, I'm coming. This protest is justified.
Yeah.
I'm a father in my house.
Right.
Immediately I fail to provide for my wife and my children, I will discover that in a space of 3 days, my children will find their way out of the house, go to our neighbor's house, and go and eat. Invariably, the wife also is also going to look for a way of solving the problem of the house. And that is why we'll continue to hold Tinubu responsible as the head of everyone, as the #1 citizen of this country. Okay. We are going to hold him responsible. Look, if you are giving money and people have not been spending it the way it is expected, it is upon him to call them for questioning. That we gave you money to spend it in so way. How do you spend? People have to be held accountable. And part of the problem we have is that Nigerians are not very, very conscious. But this protest is an indication and is enough to tell Nigerians that the politicians are not powerful. If the people are ready and are conscious enough to ask them questions and to force them to be accountable. If some set of people has rolled out a demand and it has shaken the nation to the point that the UN also said, make a position on it, it tells us that when the people are united, when the people are well educated, when the people are conscious, Nigeria will become a better place.
All right, fair enough. Comrade, we have talked about the hardline policies of the government, which is not favorable at the moment, but in which the government will say, well, we'll reap the fruit. But they also come out to say, we have done some significant intervention in the area of the education. The student loan portal has been opened and, giving students access, especially tertiary institution students, access to say you can draw funds so that you continue education and you become a better person tomorrow. That one is there. It's official already. The government has even, the president has even kicked it off. The labor, the dragging between them, the 70,000 naira has just been signed into law yesterday. It's now a law. It's to take off. And different intervention in terms of palliative that, what will you say he's not doing? Why don't we give him some time?
You see,
these are the concerns of some persons.
The element, when we were in the primary school,
right,
we were taught the basics, the elementary. There are some 3 basic needs that a man needs to survive. We need to housing, food, housing, and clothing. These are the 3 basic needs. So I think part of the problem, if you have fantastic policies and people are going hungry every day, no matter what you are doing, it will not be felt. Let us be sincere. You have 5,000 naira. My wife told me that a pack of Indomie, a pack of spaghetti is now 1,200. And that what we can only get with 6,000 naira is just 5 packs. That packs that we are going to get with that, just that. And that we are going, if we are to buy a line 4 quarter of rice, it is going to cost us 20,000. When she gave me a list of it yesterday, it's about what we need to buy in the house.
Household items.
It's about 65,000. And I had to use my initiative to say, look, she said we were going to buy semo. I said we don't need to buy semo, so I crossed it because we have a lubo at home. So let us see a way of managing it. And we have agbado that we have, the maize that we have grounded.
Very well.
So we have to cross it. The fact is that even when we buy every of these items that I have mentioned, how many weeks is it going to take us to consume it? It will not be in a space of 2 weeks. 60,000, 65,000 is gone. The question now is that if with 65,000 we consume a food of 65,000, I'm transporting myself to work, is there. I'm doing this, is there. My brothers are calling me, is there. If I'm a civil servant, is that 70,000 enough for me to survive? So I'm coming. So what I think it is important for the government, and I've always tell Labour when we have opportunity to sit down like this, it is not about wage increment. But the Labour themselves understand that we are where we are because of the decadence of the past from their past leaders. After the likes of Femi Ojo, we have never had a viral Labour union that has been so fantastic. But I've always been appreciating Ajairu and Osifo because the level at which they have gotten the battle to, as we speak, it has been a very long time.
You trust in their leadership?
No. I said I am appreciating the effort at which they are able to at least to stretch it from May 29 last year till now.
All right.
I appreciate
Still
that.
talking about the protest, in Osun State, you have said the government said go and protest, but be peaceful. And the coalition in which you represent has said we are going to do that, and you have said it just now that everybody should behave responsibly with that. Now, there have been concerns, especially from the DSS, from the Defense Headquarters, to say there are criminally minded people and they are the ones behind. Emphasis on the word that they are the sponsors. That people who are planning this protest, they are the ones that want a regime change. They are the ones that want to topple government. And they are the losers from the past election. Do you share their thoughts? Because these are the things they have been saying.
I will not share their thoughts.
In Osun State, the organizers of the protest, maybe you saw them yesterday or you know them, you have said the coalition is going to join. Are you part of the people planning to topple the government or cause a regime change or throw the nation into anarchy? Because that's what the DSS and the different headquarters has been saying.
Let me quickly say it. I've always been telling people, we Nigerians, we are fantastic people. Nigerians, by our nature, we have understand the beauty of life, and we do not want to die any longer. We have seen beautiful things, and we want to enjoy the beauty.
Right.
And that's why I've always been telling people, anarchy can never topple a government in Nigeria. Anarchy can never. But the only alternative that we have for us to topple a government in Nigeria is for us to understand the electoral process. It's for everybody to go and join a political party of their choice. It's for people to stop joining PDP and APC. It's for graduate, educated people.
Why would you say
no?
The law, hold on.
I'm coming.
Hold on. The law permits anybody to join any association that they want.
Now I'm coming. Yes.
It's a choice.
Yeah, it's a choice.
So
but as an advocate,
we don't be talking down those parties.
I'm coming. Yeah. I'm as an advocate of a new Nigeria that I am. I've always been advocating that people who want a change in the system must not join PDP, must not join APC, because both of them are the cause of this problem.
There are good people and bad people everywhere, isn't it?
If since 1999 till date, we have not been able to resolve our electricity challenges, we have not been able to take a fantastic decision that is going to boost our economy, and we see them changing from one party to another, from APC to PDP, from PDP to APC, and they absorb themselves. You now say that us who wants a better Nigeria will believe in their leadership. So my own advocate, how I have been advocating to people that don't join these two political parties. But however,
that's your opinion.
My own opinion. But I always tell them that when we go back to the Nigerian politics, it is the uneducated person that will give us a candidate that the educated will follow. At the ward level, the delegate level, when they want to have the primary elections, it is for organizers. Those who doesn't have education, they are the ones that are at the ward level. And I always tell people, as an educated person, go and join a political party from the ward level.
The people doing that kind of what they are talking about, they are Nigerians as well.
Yes, they are Nigerians.
And the fact that you are educated, you are not Nigerian more than them.
No, wait. We are both Nigerians.
So you should not talk down on
No. I'm coming. I have met people who are not educated, that when they cannot write, they cannot read, but when they make expressions,
I'm just
like,
making a statement that
I'm coming
down.
What
people do
when they make expressions, when they make expressions like this, you see them speaking fantastically.
Good.
But how many are they? How many are they is the question. They are not much. They are not many. The ones that have the opportunity to express well, to reason well, are those. Maybe it is by circumstances they find themselves where they are. Are you getting? That is why I've always been telling the educated people who understand governance very well to go and join political parties.
It's good that you are talking about letting everybody, especially the supposed educated, to be involved in politics and decision making, so that the worst of us will not be making the decision for the best of us, if actually that's what you're saying.
Yes.
But the question I ask you is, the Defense Headquarters, the DSS are saying planners or sponsors of this protest are people that have evil intention. That's what I'm saying. Is that the case in Osun State?
Now, the fact is that...
Let's speak to that.
Let's speak to this. If they have discovered that, it is the role of the agencies to investigate and to make arrests. And according to the Police Act, the police even has the power to arrest a suspect before he commits a crime. So if they have discovered and they can provide evidences, clear evidences that they are part of it, the security agent has the power to get them arrested before the day.
But so what they are saying now, do you see it as a blackmail?
To me, I will advise them to do their work as expected of them. And their work as expected of them is that if they know, if they have discovered, if they have investigated that there are some set of people behind it that wants to take over the government, they should get them arrested because the law permits it.
And they should not use that one to say protesters should not do what they have to do.
They should not.
Good. Do you think, they have been talking about the fear of the protests being hijacked in different parts of the country.
Yes.
All eyes on Lagos, but it's not only in Lagos that protests has happened or will happen. But in Lagos, some persons have been saying, this is our Lagos. What happened during the NSAS will not happen again. Yes. We won't allow you to destroy our infrastructure. So, no to protest. There was a series of rallies that was held yesterday, protest against protest. So, people are saying those ones that come out with placards, with banners to say we are against protest, how come their own assembly has not been hijacked? How come they are not security threats? But anything that has to do with speaking against the policies of the government, all of a sudden, there will be security and intelligence speaking against that. How do you connect that when there are people that are saying we are pro-EFCC, pro-NDLEA, pro-government, all of a sudden there will be no threat? But if there are people coming out with genuine grievance to say, the government, you are not doing well, we are going to protest, you will see series of intelligence reports coming out. How do we connect that as a nation,
and that is
as
why,
a democratic nation?
That is why I said something, that anarchy will not take government in Nigeria. We have all seen the beauty of this world. Even if I have not held a public office, I have seen the way and those in public office had lived. I get in. I have seen my friend travel abroad and show me pictures of what they see and how they live. Every of these things are what most of the Nigerian people have seen. And I want to make you understand. Nigerians are happy people, are people that take opportunity when opportunity comes. I would like to say it here today that those who are towing the path of saying no to protest, maybe they have found opportunities and they have picked that opportunity that comes their way.
And they have a right to that.
And they have a right to that, so we cannot take it away. So every man is doing everything he's doing based on his interest. I told somebody yesterday, I have been a woman rights activist from my days in the institution. I am here today still doing it. And that, my friend told me, it is your choice. That when I choose to go and join PDP, I know my reason for it. I don't want to die the way my father died. And I said it this way. So all those who have taken that decision to say no to protest, that it's a choice.
Will you consider them an enemy of the people?
No.
Whoever is not joining any protest now, will you say they are enemy of the people?
They are not.
Or enemy of the nation?
They are not. They have their right.
To join or not to join?
They have the right to join.
But the protesters are saying, this is our right. We are speaking for everybody. So if you are not joining us, that means you are against us.
In Yoruba, there is a song we always sing. That the road of Mecca is so clean, but it is some people that are taking care of it. And most importantly, those that build a nation, they are not always much. The path to building a nation is always rough. They are not always many, but it takes firm decision to build a nation.
Right. Comrade, as a custom gradually, when you follow conversations on social media, sometimes, especially before the election, during the election, after the election, we have never been this divided like we are right now. If actually you agree with me, that the last election was quite a divider instead of being a unifier. And the people have not moved on. It shows the conversations that we have, the way people would throw jabs at religion, at tribe, the kind of conversations that is happening on the social media place, which I know you are there as well, and then you speak with the people, you converse with the people daily. You're even the secretary of a coalition made up of over 40 CSOs. Are you bothered that every of our conversations, even these protests, people have been saying it, some persons have been saying it as a tribal thing? it's some people from different parts of the country or some part of the country that want to destabilize because their candidate didn't win. When we begin to have conversations in this nation based on tribe and where you come from, where does that leave us?
Now, I must say it, one of the fantastic things that I also appreciate that President Bola Ahmed Tinubu did is the changing of the national anthem.
How so?
Yes. When you look at the rhymes, it said, though our tongues may differ, but in brotherhood we stand.
There's something similar in the previous.
I watched a movie. I watched a movie
Yeah.
sometimes back, Independence Day, and in that movie, Independence Day, then that was the anthem that was sung. I took a decision that day that if I have the privilege, I'm going to make this anthem.
So that change of the anthem
yes,
is a yes for you.
That is a yes for me. And that's when you look at the lyrics, our tongues may differ, but in brotherhood we stand.
But obviously we are not.
No, wait. I think by the time our children begin to sing the anthem, as at now, I don't know how to sing it, but when they sing, I can sing along.
Yeah.
But my young girl at home, I don't even know she will catch up in a short period of time.
Yeah.
Whenever she comes home, I just see her singing, where the brother would we start? She begins to sing. If we continue at that pace, maybe things might change.
So you think
And
singing
I'm
of
coming.
you think singing of a national anthem will change anything?
I'm coming. It's about the mind. When we were growing up, everybody loves Nigeria. Everybody loves the country. We were taught citizenship in primary school. We were taught the role of a citizen, the role of a nation, the role of a leader. We love the country so much. And that is part of the passion that people like us are still carrying till date. We are not materialistic. We don't care about some certain things. It is because
the question I'm asking is how will a song change all of this?
It is about the thing of the mind. So when we build it from the mind, when they have it inside of them from the mind, it is going to do a lot. If we are to change Nigeria, do you think it is a project of 4 years? If we are to change Nigeria, to make Nigeria becomes a better nation, it is a process of 20 years.
So if you think, So if you think that's the case, so why protest then?
No, wait. It is I'm coming. It is a space of 20 years.
Yeah.
But in a situation where citizens does not trust their leaders, when leaders are speaking, they don't trust them again. Things like this will be happening.
That's what made me ask, how will a song help?
Now, a song will now help.
How so?
Now, those that the song is impacting directly on now are the youngest generation. Those in the primary 1, primary 2. If we can build them strategically, we now set a pace of 20 years projection. Within that pace of 20 years projection, they will have finished their education. The 6-3-3-4 process.
If I may come
I'm coming. The 6-3-3-4 project process. If the government can be serious about the education of Nigerians now, that the citizens of Nigeria feel the impact of the nation. The government makes provisions for food. The government makes education free. The government sent me abroad as they did for them. We sent me abroad for training and things like that. I went for scholarship. I went for education. If the government can invest more in that direction and those young generation can enjoy Nigeria, this song that we are talking about.
I like to say, you said the government should send you abroad. One will say,
no.
Why should they send you abroad?
In the case, I'm not talking about myself.
Hold on.
I'm coming.
Hold on. You are saying government should send those people abroad for training.
For training.
One will say, why not train them here?
I'm coming. Let's come like this.
Yeah.
When I read the books of Awo, the book of Obasanjo, we have situations whereby the Nigerian army send them for courses abroad. I get in. So when they got trained,
because those courses were not available then.
I'm coming. They send them courses. They send them abroad for training. Now let us come to look at it. In Nigeria today, in Nigerian medical sectors, the health sectors, the only area that the Nigerian hospitals are doing very, very fine. They are doing very, very fine in child delivery and in cesarean sections. I get it. And every of these two areas does not just come. The government invested a lot in training these people. Now, if today we have the courses here in Nigeria, we have the personnel here in Nigeria that can train our people very well, the government should be seriously committed.
Yeah, I think we should be speaking to that because these areas and more.
Now,
the medical, please hold on. The medical sector We have fantastic guys with good knowledge.
Yes.
And the personnel, these same guys are the ones running the show at the other side. I think what we lack is the will and the infrastructure for those people to really practice. But so that we don't dwell more on that, I just like to pick something from that. And 2 questions will be good. You talked about the little ones right now having the Nigerian anthem in their subconscious, and that in 10, 20 years, they will be the one to grow and give us a nation that we deserve. Now, if the people running the show right now in top places, the policymakers, keep on living the kind of lifestyle that they that they live right now, the kind of policies that they're churning out, the kind of affluence that they live on, the patrimony of the people that they are living large on, not minding what's happening to the masses, what future do you think those little ones will have?
You see?
They will have little or no future.
No,
so a song we do not.
I'm coming.
If actually those ones, and I have my reason.
Okay.
If those ones are the aim of affairs now, will not do what is right. It's the future that some persons are bothered about. Some persons are past 50, 40, 60. They don't bother. They don't think, if I can walk, at least I can eat. But for those ones, if people at the aim of affairs now keep doing what they are doing, in which that's part of what some persons are protesting against, what does the future hold for these young ones?
Let me tell you something.
I think a song in their subconsciousness will make them to be a better leader when some persons are already spending their future.
Now, let me tell you something. The proposition of this August 110 protest is the beginning of understanding, should be the beginning of understanding to all Nigerian people.
And these same people in power are saying, do not protest.
I'm coming. The entire team of Osun State government, the principal officers of Osun State government, and across other states,
right,
we are calling meetings. We are afraid of the protest, that the people are saying they want to protest. What happened in Lekki must not happen. What happens in Esas must not happen. The fear of protest is the beginning of understanding. Now, let me come like this. Within this space of we want to have protest,
right,
the challenges of the crisis of minimum wage was resolved.
No, the conversation has been on.
Has been on
since last year.
Since last year, but it ends now.
Yeah.
It becomes a law. The lawmaker said we are reducing 50% of our salary.
Basic salary,
yeah, not our incentive.
Not the whole thing.
Incentive is bigger.
300,000 naira per person for 6 months.
At least.
Less than $1 billion in 6 months.
At least.
So let's put that.
I'm coming. At least. We have also seen them on national television saying we cannot go home. People are not happy. It tells us that if Nigerians...
Are you sure? Are you sure it's because their people are not happy? But most of them cannot go to their villages due to security issues.
I'm coming.
Yeah.
Because
they will say, all politicians at your peril.
I'm coming. What brought about the insecurity that we are talking about? When people are not trained, when people are not educated, when people are not... You see, Awolowo said in 1955, we have to go and have a farm settlement so that we can upgrade the standard of living and economic ability of our people.
I understand that we must go. Yeah.
Okay.
We must go. But let me just put this one out there. That will be the last question for this program, for me to you. Does it bother you that the people in government right now, especially this Tinubu's government, with the policies they've rolled out that they are saying we are going to gain, and they are telling the people, please hold on. I understand. I see your pain. I feel what you're feeling. And the people are going through this. You just read out what happened in your home, that you had to make adjustment, to have some things done and some, put on hold for now. That the lifestyle of the people in government, across board, their lifestyle have not changed. Nothing has reduced. Please hold on. The same thing they want, they get. Not even that they need. Everything that they want, they get. The fleet of the first lady, an office that is not known to the law, was voted 1.5 billion. We don't know if she has it already. These are the things that the people are seeing their leaders live some kind of lifestyle that is not consistent with what they are telling the people. Is that fair? Because you're talking about future. How would the young one have a future when the leadership are refused to change their lifestyle?
No, the fact
that would be your parting shot.
Yes. The fact of the matter is that if Nigerian...
Because the same people are the ones telling you that you should hold on.
I'm coming. If Nigerian politicians continue like this, a time is coming that Nigerians will not listen to them, and Nigerians will go to the streets to protest, the way it should be.
You think this is not the time?
I'm coming. This is not the
We
time.
have to go. We have less than
I'm
1
coming.
minute.
This is not the time. The protest that is going to shake a nation will be spontaneous. This protest is not spontaneous.
All right.
This protest is just a preparedness of
10
the
seconds.
acts.
I'd like you to give
Now,
the youth a
The
message
youth,
right now.
what I just
10
want
seconds.
to say to the youth now is that since the youth has taken a decision that come August 1 there will be protest, I will advise everybody that will be protesting, let us remain on the streets. When we gather, let us look for a leader to lead and let us listen to the instructions of the leader.
All right.
When we wait at a point, if we decide, for example, to wait at Oritolaya for the next 1 month and we remain at Oritolaya for the next 1 month without going on,
All right, fair
the
enough.
government is going to meet our need, not by looting people's store, harassing people, and things like that.
Thank
you very much.
Comrade Emmanuel Olowu, the Secretary for Osun State Civil Society Coalition. Thank you for your time and your take and your submission on the program today. This nation is the only nation that we have, and it must win. When we mean the nation must win, we the people must win. Either you have pro-protest or anti-protest. Just make sure you do what is right in your own way to contribute to the development of this nation called Nigeria. God bless Nigeria. Femi Ojo is my name. You have a very lovely day. Bye.